What I think should happen is that I'm at the top of the New York Times bestseller list or whatever, And so then my valley of disappointment, right, is huge, right? So all of you who can relate to that of what you expect from yourself versus what actually happened, there's a whole lot of disappointment in there. So 100%, we do not rise to the level of our goals. We fall to the level of our systems. And so it's like, I could never get to the New York Times bestseller list if I gave up and stopped writing. So my story is that, I finally did publish all of my books. I published my poetry books. I published my novels, and after I'm not even joking when I say that I got 100 rejections from major publishers for my novels. It might even be more than that. I went through 3 agents, major publishers, rejections left and right. I was finally published. And, I had these lofty goals. Like I really thought I was going to be on Oprah. And, none of that happened. I mean, the pandemic hit, but just none of that happened. And, even just like the other day at my reading, like a man came in and assaulted the reading, right, with lewd behavior. And so it's like what I thought was going to happen, I was going to be on Oprah versus like my reading was going to be attacked, right? Like you can imagine the valley of disappointment is huge. So I understand that, right? But it's still always, always, always manifesting is about intention plus action, right? So I still have in my heart, I know that I am meant to write, okay? And so my transformation is going from not caring about, any of the external, not caring about the New York Times, not caring about the reviewers, not caring about Goodreads, right? And just stepping into my power as a writer and as a witchy writer who has the power to manifest, right? And so that is my transformation. But the action remains the same. It's just that, am I going to live a life of disappointment and guilt and sadness and feeling like I'm never fulfilling my purpose? If I think my purpose is the New York Times, why is that my purpose? That's not my purpose. I wasn't born into this world. Like I didn't even know what the New York Times was until I was like 20. I mean, I'm not even kidding because I grew up in a tiny little desert border community on the Mexicali border. So I don't even know that I ever knew what the New York Times was until I got to college and then got into an MFA program and all of that. So if the first 20 years of my life I didn't even know or care or was not there, then this is obviously not my sole purpose, right? My sole purpose is that I have truths and experiences to share with the world, and I have a voice that I want to put out there in the world. So that's my action.